Hey, this is JB with Independence Guitar, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the bridge on a Jackson JS22-7, a cheap but very great guitar for the money. As you can see, this one has been fitted with Goto locking tuners, reinforced neck, and Seymour Duncan Pegasus 17 pickups, which are a little dirty right now. Aftermarket knobs and such. Coils. Oh, also it has been fitted with a coil split. The Seymour Duncan Pegasus 17 with a push-pull pot in the tone position. Anyway, so as you can see, it is just a normal hardtail bridge with sidewalls. It's kind of like a cheap version of a Hipshot. So anyway, because of that, I went ahead and got a real Hipshot bridge. Hopefully in gold. I'm hoping that'll look pretty nice. Anyway, so the first thing you do is you would remove the saddles to expose the actual bridge screws that go into the body. You remove the saddles, obviously they're in here with the screw and the spring and all that. You just, it's Phillips head, pull it out from the back. Try to keep them in order. I always like to do that, keep everything organized in order. That way, if you have to put it back, everything goes back to where it came from. And it's, as you can see, it's also very scratched up from the height posts on the saddles. Anyway, let's knock this out. Bridge is still screwed down. I got 3 screws out before we continue, and I should have did this before. Oh great! I just moved the bridge. Anyway, I'm gonna move it over the screw hole. Okay. Anyway, should have did this before I took the screws out. Before we take it out, we're going to tape it off to mark it. So the Hipshot bridge should fall in line with the stock bridge. If you go to try this, yeah, definitely do it before you remove the screws. That was a bonehead move of me. So we're just gonna mark this off like so. We're going to take the last screw out and remove the bridge and see how our bridge grounding wire is soldered on. So we may have to solder that off, may not. It might just be touching or pressure fitted. Okay, here we go, old one coming off. Oh, okay, so as you can see, the bridge ground wire on this, oh man, it's right up through the high B and E strings. Okay, so all it is just touching. So no soldering will be necessary. Okay, it looks like it's going to be dropping. So I don't have my normal cloth that I use, so I'm just going to take the fuzzy edge of a soft sweater, and I'm going to wipe the dirt and grime that was stuck there from the bridge before. There's quite a layer of buildup that I could not get to before. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wire that is coming out the bridge ground wire hole, I'm going to put that by the farthest post screw. So the idea is that when I screw that last post screw down in, it is going to clamp down on the bridge grounding wire, which will give it, one, some, I guess, sturdiness, just something to hold it down, and 2, it should ground better that way. Okay, so let's line it up. That is gonna look beautiful. Okay, so instead of taking these dingy screws that came off the stock bridge, Hipshot has been so kind to send us these ones. Anyway, by the way, I got this Hipshot made in USA Hipshot bridge for a 7-string fixed bridge. I got this from Guitar Hay on Reverb. They're also on eBay. I just hate eBay, so I use Reverb instead. I got both the Goto tuners and the Hipshot bridge from Guitar Hay and saved quite a bit of money. I believe they make their own. They're the only ones I can find that sell the 3+4 tuning machines, locking Goto tuners, in that arrangement. I've only been able to find other ones like Hipshot tuners. I've only been able to find 4+3 or inline 6 or staggered 6. Never a 3+4. But Guitar Hay, I think, makes their own custom sets. I'm gonna go ahead. I just realized before I put this bridge on, I gotta do the same things with the stock bridge. I have to take these off because otherwise I won't be able to get the bridge screws in. Rookie mistake. Okay, now that all of the bridge saddles are removed, we're gonna go ahead and line up our bridge, and then we are going to start putting the base plate screws in. Also, if you notice in the top hole, I don't think we can get it all the way down. I don't think we can get the camera view all the way down in there, but anyway, I left the bridge grounding wire. I don't think you can really see it. Anyway, I left the bridge grounding wire. Basically, it's kind of going past the hole, so when the screw goes down into it, it is going to clamp down on that wire, grounding it better. Like I said, normally you would tape it off before you start taking the screws out in the first place. That way you mark the factory angle of your bridge. Putting in this first base screw, however, when we put it in, we're only going to put it, we're only going to screw it down about halfway, and what this is going to allow us to do is still be able to move the bridge back and forth, so we can get it better in line as we go along. Same thing with the second. About halfway. This is going to allow us to keep getting it in line. You don't want to clamp it down tight right away on the first screw, because if you do that, then it's going to hold it to the bridge so that it won't twist as well to line up when the other screws go in. Okay, so now that we got all 4 screws in, we're going to line it up. Go from one side to the other. You want to get the screws in there snug, but don't overdo it, because you don't want to strip your screws, and you don't want any type of crack in the body of the guitar or any kind of finish to go wonky back here and crack or anything like that. So snug, but not too tight. Once you got them all snug, make one last little twist just for good measure, like when you're changing the tire. Okay, that one's good. Alright, that one's good. So now that we have all 4 screws in, double check all of the holes are over the string through, and it is now time to add the saddles. And if I must say, these are amazing looking saddles. This is just an amazing bridge all around. Always check your base screw setup, because you never know what kind of bridges you have as an option. And then it's always an option too. I've seen people, drill their own holes. They'll mark off the old ones, fill them in with toothpicks and wood glue, things like that. Put the new bridge on and just kind of put the bridge on over the old holes or something like that. Okay, we are now putting the last saddle on. Once I get it on, I'm going to put the fairings back in and string this bad boy up, and then we can give it a sound test. Thanks for watching. Just my opinion on these Hipshot bridges. You just can't beat them. There's no rough edges anywhere to be found. You can just pound on them. They're solid as a rock, and they just look absolutely beautiful, especially against the black. Anyway, please like and subscribe to get more content. I'll be doing lesson videos, and if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments, or if you have any suggestions for future videos or things you would like to find out, solos you would like to learn, modifications that you would like to do to your guitars, I will try to make videos about how you can do them yourself, so that you don't have to go and pay what's that place? The place that shall not be named. Guitar, can't really think of the name right now. The center where they sell the guitars at. Anyway,
So you don't gotta pay them to make really expensive mods to your guitar. It's much cheaper if you just do it yourself. Yeah, end up making your $200 guitar play like a $1,200 guitar, and it is really not as hard as they would have you believe it is. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please come back next time for stuff